The human heart, often described as the engine of the body, beats more than 100,000 times each day, tirelessly pumping blood through an intricate network of vessels. This remarkable organ ensures that oxygen, nutrients, and hormones reach every tissue, while simultaneously removing waste products. Yet despite its vital role, heart disease remains the leading cause of death worldwide, claiming millions of lives each year according to the World Health Organization. Blood pressure, the force exerted by circulating blood against the walls of the arteries, plays a critical role in heart health. Maintaining optimal blood pressure is not just a recommendation, but a necessity for preserving the integrity of the heart and vascular system. Understanding blood pressure begins with two key measurements: systolic and diastolic pressure. Systolic pressure, the higher number, measures the force when the heart beats, while diastolic pressure, the lower number, measures the force when the heart is at rest between beats. According to the American Heart Association, a normal blood pressure reading is less than 120 over 80 millimeters of mercury. Elevated blood pressure, known as hypertension, can lead to serious consequences, such as heart attacks, strokes, and kidney disease if left uncontrolled. As Dr. Paul Welton, lead author of the 2017 American College of Cardiology Guidelines, emphasized, even small reductions in blood pressure can significantly reduce the risk of cardiovascular events. The anatomy of the heart and blood vessels is beautifully complex yet designed for efficiency. The heart consists of 4 chambers, 2 atria and 2 ventricles. Blood flows through the heart, picking up oxygen from the lungs and delivering it to the body. The arteries carry oxygen-rich blood away from the heart, while veins return oxygen-poor blood back to the lungs. Any disruption in this system, whether due to high blood pressure or clogged arteries, can have catastrophic effects on overall health. It becomes essential, therefore, to understand and control the factors that influence heart function and blood pressure. Several risk factors for heart disease and high blood pressure are within human control, while others are not. Genetics, for instance, plays a significant role. If a person has a family history of heart disease, they are at a higher risk. However, lifestyle factors such as diet, exercise, smoking, alcohol consumption, and stress levels also heavily influence heart health. According to Dr. Clyde Yancey, Chief of Cardiology at Northwestern University Feinberg School of Medicine, up to 80% of heart disease cases could be prevented with healthier lifestyle choices. This powerful statistic underscores the importance of daily habits in shaping heart outcomes. Diet, without a doubt, is one of the most influential factors in heart health and blood pressure management. Numerous studies support the benefits of certain dietary patterns, notably the DASH, dietary approaches to stop hypertension, diet, and the Mediterranean diet. The DASH diet, endorsed by the National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute, emphasizes fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, and low-fat dairy, while limiting salt, sugar, and saturated fats. A clinical trial known as the DASH sodium trial demonstrated that reducing salt intake alongside a DASH diet significantly lowered blood pressure, even in people without hypertension. Dr. Lawrence Appel, a primary researcher of the DASH study at Johns Hopkins University, pointed out that dietary interventions can lower blood pressure as effectively as some medications. Similarly, the Mediterranean diet, rich in olive oil, nuts, legumes, fish, and fresh produce, has been shown to reduce heart disease risk. Research from the pre-dimed study in Spain revealed that participants following a Mediterranean diet supplemented with nuts or extra virgin olive oil had a 30% lower risk of major cardiovascular events compared to those on a standard low-fat diet. Dr. Dariush Mozaffarian, a renowned cardiologist and nutrition scientist at Tufts University, has consistently advocated for these dietary patterns, stating that a high-quality diet is as powerful as medication for reducing heart disease risk. Exercise is another cornerstone of heart health. The American Heart Association recommends at least 150 minutes of moderate-intensity aerobic exercise per week, or 75 minutes of vigorous intensity activity. Activities like brisk walking, cycling, swimming, and running improve cardiovascular fitness, strengthen the heart muscle, and help regulate blood pressure. Dr. I-Min Lee, an epidemiologist at Harvard Medical School, has shown through her research that even modest levels of physical activity are associated with substantial reductions in cardiovascular mortality. She emphasized that some activity is better than none, and more is better than some, highlighting that the journey to better heart health does not require perfection, but commitment. Stress management is another critical, yet often overlooked aspect of blood pressure control. Chronic stress can lead to persistently elevated cortisol levels, which in turn can cause inflammation and high blood pressure. Techniques such as mindfulness, meditation, yoga, and deep breathing exercises have been scientifically proven to reduce stress and improve heart health. Dr. Deepak Bhatt, Executive Director of Interventional Cardiovascular Programs at Brigham and Women's Hospital, noted that addressing mental health is not a luxury, but a necessity for comprehensive cardiovascular care. He stated, "Ignoring the emotional aspects of heart disease is like trying to fix a leaking roof by only patching the floor." Quality sleep also plays a crucial role. Poor sleep, especially conditions like obstructive sleep apnea, is linked to high blood pressure and heart disease. Sleep apnea causes repeated interruptions in breathing during sleep, leading to spikes in blood pressure and strain on the heart. According to research published by the Mayo Clinic, treating sleep apnea can significantly lower blood pressure and reduce the risk of heart complications. Sleep hygiene practices such as maintaining a consistent bedtime, avoiding caffeine late in the day, and creating a restful sleep environment can support heart health in meaningful ways. When lifestyle changes are insufficient to control blood pressure or prevent heart disease, medical treatments become essential. Medications such as ACE inhibitors, beta blockers, diuretics, and calcium channel blockers help manage blood pressure effectively. Each medication class works differently, targeting various mechanisms involved in blood pressure regulation. For instance, ACE inhibitors like lisinopril relax blood vessels by preventing the formation of a hormone that narrows blood vessels. The choice of medication is individualized, often requiring careful adjustment and monitoring by healthcare providers. Organizations such as the Mayo Clinic and Cleveland Clinic provide detailed guidelines for clinicians to ensure that treatments are evidence-based and patient-centered. Technological advances have also revolutionized heart health monitoring. Home blood pressure monitors, wearable fitness trackers, and smartphone apps now empower individuals to track their heart health daily. Telemedicine has expanded access to cardiologists and primary care providers, making it easier to receive timely advice and interventions. Innovations like continuous glucose monitors for diabetic patients or smartwatches that can detect arrhythmias represent the exciting intersection of technology and preventive cardiology. Dr. Eric Topol, a leading voice in digital medicine, envisions a future where patients will be their own data stewards, using technology to stay one step ahead of disease. Real-life stories provide powerful illustrations of these principles in action. Numerous individuals have dramatically improved their heart health through lifestyle changes and medical management. Take, for example, a 52-year-old man who, after suffering a mild heart attack, adopted the DASH diet. He began walking daily. He lost 30 pounds. He reduced his blood pressure from 150 over 95 millimeters of mercury to 118 over 78 millimeters of mercury within 6 months. His cardiologist, drawing from evidence-based guidelines, helped him gradually taper off 2 of his antihypertensive medications as his health improved. Stories like his demonstrate that it is never too late to make positive changes. Prevention remains the ultimate goal. Heart health starts early, ideally in childhood or adolescence, by cultivating healthy eating habits, promoting physical activity, and avoiding tobacco use. Schools, communities, and governments play critical roles in shaping environments that support healthy choices. Public health campaigns like Know Your Numbers encourage people to monitor their blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar regularly, enabling early detection and intervention. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, or CDC, emphasizes that heart disease is largely preventable through education, policy changes, and individual responsibility. Maintaining a healthy heart and optimal blood pressure is a lifelong journey, but it is one filled with hope and empowerment. With every healthy meal, every brisk walk, every stress-reducing breath, and every night of restful sleep, individuals take powerful steps toward a stronger heart and a longer, healthier life. As countless doctors, researchers, and public health experts affirm, the effort is worth it. Heart health is not merely about avoiding disease, but about thriving at every stage of life. The journey towards a healthier heart begins with recognizing that change is both possible and powerful. While the statistics surrounding heart disease and hypertension are daunting, they also highlight the immense opportunity for improvement. When we think about heart health, we often focus on adults, on the choices we make later in life, like diet, exercise, and stress management. But another critical aspect that deserves much deeper attention is the profound role of early life influences. The foundations of cardiovascular health are actually laid much earlier than most people realize, often beginning in childhood, and sometimes even before birth. The environments children grow up in, the habits they form, and the support they receive from families and communities all play a significant role in shaping their future heart health. There is now robust and growing evidence suggesting that cardiovascular risk does not begin in adulthood, but starts accumulating much earlier, sometimes as early as infancy or even during pregnancy. Factors such as a mother's health during pregnancy, early childhood nutrition, and exposure to stress or environmental toxins can all influence a child's risk for developing heart disease later in life. Even seemingly small choices, like the foods offered at home or the amount of time spent being active, can have a lasting impact. Landmark studies, such as the Bogalusa Heart Study, which followed thousands of children over several decades into adulthood, have provided invaluable insights. These studies have shown that early life risk factors, like childhood obesity, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and poor diet, are strong predictors of cardiovascular disease later in life. The research also highlights how social and economic factors, such as access to healthy foods and safe places to play, can influence these risks from a young age. Dr. Gerald Berenson, the pioneering physician who led the Bogalusa study, emphasized a crucial point: atherosclerosis, the process of artery hardening and narrowing that leads to heart attacks and strokes, begins silently in childhood, often without any symptoms. His work underscored the importance of early detection and prevention, showing that the seeds of adult heart disease are often sown in the earliest years of life. That's why it's so important to establish heart-healthy habits early on. Encouraging regular physical activity, fostering good nutrition, and promoting emotional resilience in children can make a world of difference. Simple actions, like making family meals together, choosing fruits and vegetables, limiting sugary drinks, and ensuring kids have time to play and move, can help set the stage for a lifetime of better health. It's also vital to minimize exposure to tobacco smoke, both before and after birth. Secondhand smoke can damage developing hearts and blood vessels, increasing the risk of future problems. Communities and families can work together to create smoke-free environments and educate children about the dangers of tobacco from an early age. By nurturing healthy habits, supportive environments, and positive choices from the very beginning, we can lay a strong foundation for lifelong cardiovascular health, not just for individuals, but for entire communities and future generations. School-based interventions play a powerful role in this regard. Programs that incorporate daily physical education, provide nutritious meals, limit sugary snacks and drinks, and offer health education have demonstrated significant improvements in children's blood pressure, cholesterol levels, and weight management. A prime example is the CATCH program, or Coordinated Approach to Child Health, which successfully helped reduce obesity rates and improve fitness levels among school-aged children across several United States states. Experts such as Dr. Stephen Daniels, a pediatric cardiologist, highlight that preventive efforts during childhood not only improve immediate health outcomes, but also reduce the economic and societal burden of heart disease decades later. Moving into adolescence and young adulthood, the challenges shift somewhat, but the importance of heart health remains paramount. During these years, individuals often establish lifelong habits regarding diet, exercise, substance use, and stress management. College years and early career stages can introduce new pressures, increased independence in food choices, and changes in physical activity patterns. Unfortunately, this can also be a time when unhealthy behaviors such as smoking, excessive alcohol use, and poor dietary choices become entrenched. Public health initiatives that target young adults with tailored messaging, such as emphasizing short-term benefits like better energy, improved appearance, and mental clarity, can be more effective than those focusing solely on distant future disease risks. Substance use, especially smoking and vaping, continues to be a major concern for cardiovascular health, particularly among young people. Despite growing awareness about the dangers of tobacco, many teens and young adults are still experimenting with cigarettes and e-cigarettes, often underestimating the risks involved. The social aspect of smoking and vaping, peer pressure, and the appeal of flavored products can make these habits seem harmless or even trendy, but the reality is far more serious. Smoking is, a well-established major risk factor for things like atherosclerosis, coronary artery disease, stroke, and peripheral vascular disease. When you inhale cigarette smoke, you're exposing your body to thousands of chemicals, many of which directly damage the lining of your blood vessels. Over time, this damage leads to the buildup of fatty deposits, narrowing the arteries and making it harder for blood to flow. This can result in heart attacks, strokes, and other life-threatening conditions, even in people who are still quite young. Although smoking rates are actually declining in a lot of countries, the rise of vaping has introduced some new risks. E-cigarettes are often marketed as a safer alternative, but the truth is, we're still learning about their long-term effects. Many young people believe that vaping is harmless, but studies are starting to show that it can have serious consequences for heart health. The use of e-cigarettes has skyrocketed among teens, and this trend is worrying health professionals worldwide. E-cigarettes often contain nicotine, which, increases heart rate, raises blood pressure, and makes arteries stiffer. Nicotine is highly addictive, and its effects on the cardiovascular system are similar whether it's delivered through traditional cigarettes or vaping devices. In addition to nicotine, some e-cigarette liquids contain other chemicals and flavorings that may also harm blood vessels and the heart. Even people who only vape occasionally can experience these negative effects, especially if they already have other risk factors for heart disease. Research from the American Heart Association actually shows that even short-term vaping can impair vascular function. This means that the blood vessels become less able to expand and contract as needed, which is a key factor in maintaining healthy blood pressure and circulation. Over time, this impairment can contribute to the development of serious cardiovascular problems. Scientists are also concerned about the potential for long-term damage, especially since many young people start vaping in their teens and may continue for years. Dr. Aruni Bhatnagar, who's a leading expert on environmental cardiology, warns that the perception of vaping as a safe alternative to smoking is, honestly, dangerously misleading and could undo decades of progress in tobacco control. He emphasizes that both smoking and vaping expose the heart and blood vessels to harmful substances, and that the best way to protect your cardiovascular health is to avoid all forms of tobacco and nicotine products. As more research emerges, it's becoming clear that making informed choices now can have a huge impact on your heart health for years to come. The impact of environmental exposures on heart health is, honestly, another growing area of concern. As our cities expand and industrial activities increase, more people are being exposed to polluted air every single day. This isn't just a problem for people living in big cities. Air pollution can travel for miles, affecting suburban and even rural communities. The air we breathe is filled with tiny particles and chemicals that are often invisible to the naked eye, but their effects on our bodies can be profound and long-lasting. Air pollution, especially fine particulate matter known as PM 2.5, has been linked to higher rates of heart attacks, strokes, heart failure, and arrhythmias. PM 2.5 refers to particles that are less than 2.5 micrometers in diameter, so small that they can bypass our body's natural defenses and penetrate deep into the lungs, even entering the bloodstream. Once inside, these particles can trigger a cascade of harmful effects, damaging blood vessels and increasing the risk of dangerous cardiovascular events. Chronic exposure to air pollution can speed up the development of atherosclerosis, which is the buildup of plaque in the arteries. It can also raise blood pressure, making the heart work harder than it should, and promote systemic inflammation throughout the body. Over time, these changes can silently increase the risk of heart disease, even in people who don't have any symptoms. Children, the elderly, and those with pre-existing health conditions are especially vulnerable, but no one is truly immune. Studies from the World Health Organization and the American Heart Association suggest that reducing air pollution could actually prevent millions of cardiovascular deaths around the world every year. these organizations have called for urgent action, emphasizing that cleaner air isn't just about comfort, it's a matter of life and death. By improving air quality, we can help protect the most vulnerable members of our communities and reduce the burden of heart disease on a global scale. Some, simple strategies to minimize exposure include checking air quality reports, which are now easily available on smartphones and local news. By staying informed, you can make better decisions about when to spend time outdoors, especially if you or your loved ones have heart or lung conditions. Schools and workplaces are also starting to pay more attention to air quality, helping people stay safe during high pollution days. Limiting outdoor activities on days with high pollution, using air purifiers indoors, and keeping windows closed can all help reduce your exposure to harmful particles. Investing in a good air purifier, especially for bedrooms and living spaces, can make a noticeable difference in indoor air quality. Simple actions like these can be especially important for families with young children, seniors, or anyone with heart or respiratory issues. And advocating for clean energy policies both in your community and at the national level is crucial. Supporting initiatives that reduce emissions from vehicles, factories, and power plants can lead to cleaner air for everyone. By raising awareness, participating in local events, and encouraging policymakers to prioritize air quality, we can all play a part in protecting our hearts and the health of future generations.
Welcome to the fascinating world of cardiovascular medicine, where science and compassion converge to improve heart health and save lives. This field encompasses the study, diagnosis, and treatment of conditions related to the heart and blood vessels, ensuring that our most vital organ functions optimally. Emerging therapies and future directions in cardiovascular medicine offer hope for even greater improvements in heart health and blood pressure control. Gene editing technologies such as CRISPR-Cas9 are being explored to correct genetic mutations that cause conditions like familial hypercholesterolemia. RNA-based therapies, including small interfering RNAs or siRNAs, like inclisiran, have been developed to lower LDL cholesterol with infrequent dosing. Novel anti-inflammatory agents, targeted drug delivery systems, and personalized medicine approaches based on genetic, proteomic, and metabolomic profiles hold promise for more precise and effective prevention and treatment strategies. Artificial intelligence and machine learning are being applied to predict cardiovascular risk, optimize diagnostic accuracy, and guide therapy selection. These innovations are expected to transform cardiovascular care, making it more personalized, predictive, preventive, and participatory. Exercise and nutrition play a crucial role in maintaining heart health. Regular physical activity strengthens the heart muscle, improves blood circulation, and helps manage weight. A balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins supports overall cardiovascular wellness. By integrating these healthy habits into daily life, individuals can significantly reduce their risk of heart disease and enhance their quality of life. Exercise remains a fundamental pillar of heart health and blood pressure control. Aerobic exercise such as brisk walking, cycling, swimming, or running strengthens the heart muscle, improves circulation, lowers blood pressure, enhances insulin sensitivity, and supports weight management. Resistance training builds muscle mass, increases resting metabolic rate, and improves glucose metabolism. Flexibility and balance exercises contribute to overall physical function and fall prevention, especially in older adults. The American Heart Association recommends at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity aerobic exercise or 75 minutes of vigorous intensity exercise per week, combined with muscle strengthening activities on 2 or more days per week. Dr. Barry Franklin, a leading expert in exercise cardiology, emphasizes that even modest increases in physical activity can lead to substantial cardiovascular benefits, and that some exercise is better than none, and more exercise is better than some. Nutritional interventions offer powerful tools for cardiovascular prevention. The dietary approaches to stop hypertension, DASH, diet, rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, low-fat dairy products, and lean proteins while low in saturated fat, cholesterol, and sodium, has been extensively validated to lower blood pressure and improve lipid profiles. The Mediterranean diet, characterized by abundant plant foods, olive oil, moderate fish and poultry intake, low red meat consumption, and moderate red wine consumption, has been associated with reduced cardiovascular events and mortality in studies such as the PREDIME trial. Now, let's talk about diet and lifestyle adjustments. Making changes to what we eat and how we live can have a profound impact on our cardiovascular health. By focusing on nutritious foods and maintaining an active lifestyle, we can significantly reduce our risk of heart disease and other related conditions. Plant-based diets, which emphasize whole plant foods and minimize or eliminate animal products, have shown promise in reversing atherosclerosis in small studies and improving multiple cardiovascular risk factors. Salt reduction remains a key public health strategy for blood pressure control. Excess sodium intake promotes fluid retention, increases vascular resistance, and raises blood pressure. The World Health Organization recommends reducing sodium intake to less than 2 grams per day, which is about 5 grams of salt, to prevent hypertension and cardiovascular disease. Public health efforts such as reformulating processed foods, implementing front-of-package labeling, and educating consumers about hidden sources of sodium are important for achieving population-wide reductions in salt intake. Dr. Graham McGregor, a professor of cardiovascular medicine and chair of the World Action on Salt and Health, has been a tireless advocate for salt reduction initiatives worldwide. Potassium intake, conversely, supports blood pressure regulation by promoting sodium excretion, relaxing blood vessel walls, and blunting the effects of dietary sodium. Foods rich in potassium include bananas, sweet potatoes, spinach, avocados, beans, and yogurt. Weight management and tobacco cessation are crucial components of maintaining cardiovascular health. By managing weight effectively and quitting tobacco, individuals can significantly reduce their risk of developing heart disease and other related conditions. Ensuring adequate potassium intake through a balanced diet is a simple yet effective strategy for supporting cardiovascular health. Weight management is crucial for heart health and blood pressure control. Excess body weight, particularly central or visceral adiposity, contributes to hypertension, dyslipidemia, insulin resistance, and systemic inflammation. Modest weight loss of 5 to 10% of initial body weight can lead to significant improvements in blood pressure, cholesterol levels, blood sugar control, and overall cardiovascular risk. Sustainable weight loss strategies emphasize gradual changes in eating and activity patterns, behavioral counseling, goal setting, self-monitoring, and social support. Bariatric surgery may be considered for individuals with severe obesity and related comorbidities, when lifestyle interventions alone are insufficient. Tobacco cessation remains one of the most impactful interventions for cardiovascular prevention. Smoking promotes atherosclerosis, increases blood pressure, reduces HDL cholesterol, and increases the risk of thrombosis. Alcohol, sleep, and mind-body practices play crucial roles in cardiovascular health. Moderation in alcohol consumption can reduce the risk of heart disease, while adequate sleep is essential for maintaining a healthy heart. Mind-body practices like meditation and yoga can help manage stress, which is a significant risk factor for heart disease. Quitting smoking rapidly improves heart health, with reductions in heart attack risk evident within months and further benefits accruing over time. Pharmacologic therapies such as nicotine replacement therapy, bupropion, and varenicline combined with behavioral counseling enhance quit rates. Public health measures such as tobacco taxes, smoke-free policies, graphic warning labels, and mass media campaigns are also effective in reducing tobacco use at the population level. Alcohol consumption and its relationship to heart health are complex. Some studies have suggested that moderate alcohol consumption, particularly red wine, may be associated with lower rates of cardiovascular disease, possibly due to the effects of polyphenols like resveratrol and favorable changes in lipid profiles and insulin sensitivity. However, more recent research and meta-analyses have challenged the notion that alcohol is beneficial, highlighting that even low levels of consumption can increase the risk of atrial fibrillation, hypertension, and certain cancers. The American Heart Association advises that if individuals do not drink alcohol, they should not start, and if they do choose to drink, it should be in moderation, up to 1 drink per day for women and up to 2 drinks per day for men. Sleep and community interventions play a crucial role in maintaining cardiovascular health. Addressing sleep disorders and promoting healthy sleep habits in communities can significantly reduce the risk of heart-related issues. Sleep health is increasingly recognized as an important determinant of cardiovascular health. Poor sleep quality and quantity, including insomnia, sleep apnea, and short or long sleep duration, have been associated with hypertension, obesity, diabetes, coronary artery disease, stroke, and heart failure. Sleep apnea, characterized by intermittent pauses in breathing during sleep, leads to repeated surges in blood pressure, sympathetic nervous system activation, and systemic inflammation. Continuous positive airway pressure, or CPAP therapy, improves blood pressure control and cardiovascular outcomes in individuals with moderate to severe sleep apnea. Promoting healthy sleep habits, such as maintaining a regular sleep schedule, creating a conducive sleep environment, limiting screen time before bed, and addressing sleep disorders, is an important component of heart health promotion. Mind-body practices such as yoga tai chi meditation and deep breathing exercises can contribute to cardiovascular well-being by reducing stress, improving autonomic balance, lowering blood pressure, and enhancing psychological resilience. Community and workplace wellness initiatives can play a significant role in promoting cardiovascular health. These programs often include activities like group exercises, health education workshops, and stress management sessions, which altogether help in fostering a supportive environment for heart health. Studies have shown that regular meditation practice is associated with reductions in blood pressure improvements in lipid profiles and decreased markers of inflammation. Mindfulness-based stress reduction, in particular, has been extensively researched and found to be effective in enhancing overall cardiovascular health. Programs such as mindfulness-based stress reduction, or MBSR, have demonstrated benefits for individuals with hypertension and heart disease. Incorporating mind-body practices into daily life offers accessible and low-risk strategies for supporting holistic heart health. Community-based interventions have shown effectiveness in promoting heart health and blood pressure control. Programs that engage community health workers, peer educators, faith-based organizations, and local leaders can deliver culturally appropriate education screening and support services to underserved populations. The successful examples of community interventions, such as the North Karelia Project in Finland, and the barbershop-based hypertension interventions among African American men in the United States, highlight the potential for grassroots efforts to drive substantial improvements in cardiovascular outcomes. Worksite wellness programs offer another avenue for promoting cardiovascular health. Employers can support heart-healthy behaviors by providing healthy food options, opportunities for physical activity, tobacco-free environments, stress management resources, health screenings, and incentives for participation in wellness activities. Healthcare system improvements are also crucial in the fight against cardiovascular diseases. By enhancing access to care, improving the quality of medical services, and ensuring that patients receive timely and effective treatments, we can significantly reduce the burden of heart disease. In conclusion, a multifaceted approach that includes community interventions, worksite wellness programs, and healthcare system improvements holds the key to a healthier future for all. Research has shown that well-designed workplace wellness programs can improve health behaviors, reduce healthcare costs, and enhance productivity. Healthcare system interventions, such as team-based care, clinical decision support tools, standardized treatment protocols, and performance feedback, have been shown to improve blood pressure control and cardiovascular risk factor management. The Million Hearts Initiative, led by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, aims to prevent 1 million heart attacks and strokes through evidence-based strategies targeting the ABCs: aspirin use when appropriate, blood pressure control, cholesterol management, and smoking cessation. In conclusion, heart health and blood pressure control are achievable goals that require a comprehensive, multifaceted approach. Evidence-based lifestyle modifications, healthy eating, regular physical activity, maintaining a healthy weight, not smoking, moderating alcohol intake, getting sufficient sleep, managing stress, and nurturing social and spiritual connections form the foundation for prevention. The journey to heart health is, a lifelong commitment. It involves continuous learning, adapting to new information, and making informed choices. Each step we take, no matter how small, brings us closer to a healthier heart and ultimately, a better quality of life. Pharmacological therapies, patient education, adherence support, technological innovations, community engagement, healthcare system improvements, and policy initiatives further enhance our ability to prevent, detect, and treat cardiovascular disease. Advances in genetics, biotechnology, and personalized medicine offer exciting prospects for the future. By empowering individuals with knowledge, tools, and support, and by addressing broader social, environmental, and systemic factors, we can create a world where heart disease is no longer the leading cause of death, but a preventable and manageable condition. The journey toward optimal heart health is a lifelong endeavor, but the rewards are profound: a longer life, better quality of life, greater vitality, and the ability to fully engage in the activities and relationships that bring meaning and joy. Every step taken toward heart health, no matter how small, contributes to a stronger heart, a healthier body, and a brighter future. Let us commit ourselves to this journey, individually and collectively, with the knowledge that the power to protect our hearts and the hearts of those we love lies within our reach. Ultimately, the quest for heart health is about more than avoiding disease. It is about thriving physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. It is about building habits today that safeguard tomorrow. It is about understanding that each choice, each meal, each workout, each decision to manage stress constructively, each doctor's visit, is an investment in a future self who is stronger, more resilient, and more alive. Heart health is not achieved in isolation. It requires the support of families who cook nutritious meals together, of workplaces that prioritize well-being, of communities that build safe spaces for exercise, of healthcare systems that prioritize prevention, and of governments that enact policies protecting public health. It is a societal endeavor as much as a personal one. The knowledge we now possess, thanks to decades of research by pioneering scientists, clinicians, and public health experts, arms us with powerful tools. Dr. Valentin Fuster, a globally respected cardiologist and researcher, emphasizes that preventing heart disease must begin early in life and continue across the lifespan. Prevention is not an event, but a continuous process, a dynamic commitment to living well and caring for the miraculous engine that sustains us, the heart. As technology advances and as our understanding of genetics, epigenetics, nutrition, and behavior deepens, we will likely witness even more precise and effective methods for maintaining cardiovascular health. Imagine a future where wearable devices detect vascular changes at their earliest stages, where gene editing corrects inherited risks before they manifest, where personalized nutrition plans are crafted to each individual's microbiome and metabolism, and where virtual coaches guide and motivate daily heart-healthy behaviors. But even amid such futuristic possibilities, the basic principles will endure. Eat whole foods, move your body, rest deeply, breathe mindfully, love generously, stay connected, seek joy, live purposefully. A healthy heart is not just an organ that pumps blood, it is a symbol of life. It represents vitality, resilience, and the interconnectedness of our physical and emotional well-being. By embracing both the innovations of the future and the timeless wisdom of the past, we can all strive for a heart-healthy life. Because at its essence, a healthy heart is not only a biological organ but a symbol of vibrant, flourishing life. Caring for it is not merely a medical task but a profound act of self-respect, self-love, and community care. In this final segment, let's reflect on what we've learned and take actionable steps towards a healthier heart and life. Let us honor our hearts by choosing wisely, living consciously, and acting courageously, today and every day. Thank you for joining this deep journey into heart health and blood pressure control. May the knowledge you have gained here serve not only yourself, but ripple outward to inspire and uplift all those whose lives you touch. Stay healthy, stay strong. Keep your heart beating with love, vitality, and hope. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends and family, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel for more simple health tips that make a big difference. And while you're at it, tap the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Stay healthy and keep smiling.